The volume's good if I yell a little bit. I'm gonna. Give you a second. 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Ahoy hoy and hachi machi! We are Delco Live, and we are live from the most Delco bar in the history of the United States of America, Dolan's Bar, 24 East Sellers Avenue in Ridley Park, 19074, Pennsylvania, Delco. I'm Hollywood Holbrook. This is Big Al, and we are joined by the unofficial mayor of Delco, the closest thing we have to a prophet spreading the joys of the 610 all around the tri-state area, all the way from the Lehigh Valley, all the way down to slower, lower Delco, the Casey Boy.
Hey-o, hey-o.
Gentlemen,
Casey Boy.
thank you for having me.
You have always been a saint with helping us out with a major event we do every year with Delco Day, even just giving the shout-outs on the show. If you're unaware of who Casey Boy is, you are the executive producer. Is that the name?
Yeah, the executive producer. That just means I've been there the longest.
Right,
That's
right,
really it.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't mean that there's anything executive about me.
Of the Preston and Steve show.
Yes.
Which you can find on WMMR. When does it start?
Wait, what's that?
What time does it start in the morning?
Oh, 6
It starts at 6?
a.m.-ish? Yeah. I mean, we actually start at like 5:30-ish, but like we don't go live until 6, but whatever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And you've been doing that for how long?
So I started, as an intern in 1997, but
Jesus.
I got the gig in 1998.
That's
So
amazing.
December, believe it or not, D-Day, 1998 was when I first started.
D-Day, June 6th?
Yeah, no. I always mess that up. Pearl Harbor Day,
Pearl Harbor Day,
December 7th. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This guy's good. He knows his history. Yeah. What is Armistice Day?
It's July. November 11th.
Is it? I don't know. That's Veterans
Yeah,
Day.
that's why it's Veterans Day, right? It's when World War I ended.
Yeah, listen, I'm just telling you. I asked you that question, and I didn't actually know the answer. So you could have said
11/11.
anything.
11/11.
You guys are giving me gifts, man. Thank you guys so much.
That's what we do down
Put this
here.
hat on now.
We will buy your love.
Yeah.
No problems.
You will love
How do you think I
Yeah.
got married? I didn't get it because of my good looks.
We've ruined your Tuesday, and this is the least we can do.
No, this is a perfect Tuesday.
So, like I was telling you right beforehand, we know where you're at now, and basically we're gonna do like the Bible, where we know about the crucifixion and we know about the manger scene. We want to hear about how you got there.
All
We
right.
want to hear about the carpentry years. We want to hear about you and why you're so Delco.
And my Rumspringa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, where do you want to start?
I want to start from the
right here?
beginning. That's exactly what my first question was.
Start
What
with
town are you
birth.
from?
Yeah. So I'm from Rutledge, Pennsylvania.
Do you know what it's named after?
Yeah. Well, they say it's named after Anne Rutledge, which is the sweetheart of Abraham Lincoln.
His side piece.
Yes. Yeah. His side piece. But Rutledge would have been the smallest town in all of Delco if it wasn't for
Ridley. From Milbourne.
Milbourne.
Yes.
And now, honestly, why are they even a town anymore?
Milbourne?
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, something about SEPTA.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
All right.
That was, we do Delco Jeopardy every year, and I think that is one of the Milbourne's town slogan is birthplace of the L, because that's all they have.
You know your Delco.
It's sadly the
That's
worst.
about as far as
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get much more.
And I'm out of knowledge.
Yeah.
So you were, I looked this up the other day, you are Cardinal O'Hara.
Yeah.
Right.
Class
of
93.
Yes.
And the most important question, is your grade school still around?
Well, technically, no. in a couple of different ways. A, by name, because OLPH is now known as OLA.
Yes.
And B, the school burned down a few years ago. So it's not even like the brick and mortar that used to be OLPH. Like if I walk through the halls of what is now OLA, none of it would even ring a bell. The only thing would be the gym that's there. And that gym wasn't even built until I was in high school.
What does the OLA stand for?
Our Lady of Angels.
And is
Yeah.
that Ulf and Fatima combined?
It's OLPH, Fatima, I believe St. Joseph Collingdale, because they closed down first.
Yeah.
So they were the first to come over and merge with OLPH, and we were able to retain the name OLPH. And now-
Technically, I moved to Springfield, and that's my parish now. Believe it or
It
not.
is.
Yeah, how they How they cut the lines makes no sense to me.
Oh man, so I do trivia night at St. Dot's every year, and they always have, it's like 6 rounds of trivia questions, and they always have these great questions where they're like, if you were standing on the corner of this street and this street,
Yes.
What parish would you be in? And I love it because of those parish lines, like the St. Kevin's, St. Francis, and even Dot's lines. I'm like, how does that even make any sense?
That is the nexus of the universe where you have the Sea King, the Ridley, the Upper Darby, where it overlaps.
Yep.
I still I only know from delivering pizzas where I'm like, I kind of understand what happens. I know what happens if I dial 911. Who shows up?
Right. But I actually played football for Our Lady of Fatima when I was in 8th grade because OLPH didn't have a team. There you go, Spaz. Graduated with this gentleman's brother. Did Rich play football at Fatima? I think everybody kind of did. All right. So, yeah.
Why do they miss the marketing opportunity to combine Ulf and Fatima and just have it Our Lady of Fatima, Phatima?
Our Lady of Well, so this is what I said they should have done is just kept it Ulf, keep it OLPH,
Yeah.
and then name the gym the Our Lady of Fatima gym.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
everybody's happy. Or at least I'm happy, But it's kind of like I'll never call it Manco and Manco. It's always Mac and Manco to me.
Gotcha.
It'll always be OLPH to me.
Is the hospital you were born in still open?
Yes.
Will it be on Friday?
Yeah, well, I think so. Besides Crozier, what else is closing?
Taylor.
Oh, geez. Okay, yeah. So my hospital, Riddle, is still there
Okay.
and expanding. And
Right,
Riddle
Riddle breeds.
Riddle's
Riddle
cracking.
breeds.
Yeah. What hospital are you born in? Fitz?
No, I'm.
It was actually a dumpster.
Yeah. I just
Not a good
congealed-
dumpster
No,
either.
not even a good one.
Not even a
a
good
new
one. It was more of it was a combination of bacteria that formed in an alley.
Like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Like when scum circles around a drain. Like, yeah.
Gotcha.
No, I was born at, my mom was a nurse at Pennsylvania Hospital.
That's why all the Bonner guys-
Bougie.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
a UPenn hospital.
I'm
kid.
a Delco dreamer.
Yeah.
Like I'm first generation Delco.
Yeah.
I'm a Delco anchor baby, essentially. Yeah.
I guess maybe I'm first generation Delco because No, never mind. Sorry, my dad was from Lansdowne. I'm an idiot. My mom was West Philly though.
I actually have Lansdowne tattooed on my arm.
Wow.
Yeah, above a heart that says nachos.
So my dad went to it's now Penwood, but Lansdowne Alden High School. Yeah.
I grew up next to it.
And then Essex Avenue.
That's
That's where my grandmom lived.
That's where I grew up.
You grew up on Essex Avenue?
Literally,
How old
51.
are you?
I am 37 years old.
Okay, we never probably ever crossed paths. But dude, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I look 60. So,
I had so much fun as a kid because there wasn't a whole lot to do around there, but we would go down to Pennswood. We would visit my grandma. She would just sit and watch Sixers games, and we would run down to Pennswood and climb up on the roof of the high school.
Yeah.
And that thing was covered in tennis balls.
Yes.
What a great,
yes.
yeah.
All the stickball games that got out of control.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real thing. That was actually going to be my next question. So, what was the typical Friday night for the class of 93?
Oh, man. I was kind of a nerd, but I would go to Fatima. Like that's kind of what I would do. Like they had the basketball courts, and then the playground, and then all the bad kids would go and drink and do drugs in the woods. And like I would sometimes go and venture into the woods to go say hi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just say what's up. Yeah.
It's not to say
Make sure
that I
they're
never.
safe.
It's not to say I didn't drink when I was in high school, but like it was so rare, and I had to just guarantee that I wasn't going to get caught or anything like that by the cops, by my parents, or anything like that.
What did you fear more, the cops or the parents?
Well, my parents actually,
Yeah.
but like I was afraid of getting arrested because of my parents, not because of the cops or
Yeah.
anything like that. So
Yeah.
ultimately, I guess my parents would be the ones that scare the hell out of me.
Who were the scary townships for cops back then?
Springfield. Springfield was the scary township. I mean, you would hear stories. Like there were places that we would go to. One was called Haley's Hole. They would always go up to like Cross and stuff like that. But
Haley's
I heard
Hole. What a name.
Haley's Hole, and then Indian.
I remember her.
Rock,
Indian Rock.
Indian
Been
Rock.
there. Elson Glen.
Is
Is that the other one?
And then White Rock was another one,
Yeah.
but that was more like Upper Darby area. But and the only time I ever went to White Rock, I got busted as I was walking in, so I never actually got to go to White Rock. But I heard stories of Springfield cops literally hiding in trees, just like Sniper Elite, like coming down and like arresting kids.
Well, they wanted the
Yeah.
bud balls. They would take them in, and they would take them back to their place.
So I spent a lot of time. I would go to Ridley Bowl, hang out there like a nerd with my friends, smoking Marlboro Reds or Camel Lights or whatever. Or I would go to Pizza Hut quite a bit across the street from McDade Mall. I just drove past that last week. What is where the
The old.
the old Pizza Hut? Is that like a Chipotle now, right? It's a Chipotle, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it kind of breaks my
The
heart a
hoity-
little bit.
The
Yeah,
hoity-toity Chipotles.
yeah.
That was actually gonna be a question later on.
All right, let's jump ahead of that one.
What is so? If you had to choose, I was going to throw random things in there. In their prime, what was more fun for you, McDade Mall or the Bazaar of All Nations?
McDade Mall for me because I could ride my bike there. Like the Bazaar, like I
Gotcha.
definitely had to get dropped off there.
Yeah.
But like I spent so much time in the McDade Mall. Smoked my first cigarette in the McDade Mall. I went and saw Rambo: First Blood Part 2 at the movie theater. Stole a Lark cigarette from my mom, and then I smoked it with my friend Patrick.
What was the last movie you saw at McDade Theater?
Oh, geez. Exorcist 3. Exorcist 3
Wait,
was
the one with the
last.
jump scare with the
I couldn't
giant
even
head?
tell you much
Okay.
about the movie, but
Okay.
I just remember going and seeing that. I was like, me and my buddy Matt were like super into horror movies.
Mine was either Mortal Kombat or Beavis and Butthead Do America because they were the. Remember the one thing about McDade movies was
If you see one, you can see anything else.
well, no, there's certain. Remember at the time there were certain movie theaters who wouldn't show certain movies.
Right?
Beavis and Butthead Do America was one of them, and Mortal Kombat was another one. You could not
McDade
go.
Mall's like, we got this.
We got this.
We're good. We're good.
Bring them this way.
you
boys
think you're
and
better
girls.
than us, AMC?
Do you guys scooters? Scooters what by the McDade Bowl? Yeah. Remember Guy Tavani dancing. Anybody know that name? Guy Tavani? That guy could dance, man. Yeah. Hang on. What is at the McDade movie theater now?
It is now part of Kmart, or is
No,
it,
the
it's
McDade movie theater is like a gym,
yeah, it's
a liquor store, McLaughlin, which when we went to,
it's the beer distributor, and it's
that was the first most Delco Town bracket we did
yeah.
right there at McLaughlin's Beer.
Wow. Is the tell me the leather shop still there?
Which one? That's always my favorite.
The one
question.
that was directly to the left as soon as you would walk in.
I don't know. I don't know how to break this to you. I don't think the leather shops are there anymore.
No. You know what, man? I actually do need to go back in there. Can you actually walk in the mall anymore?
Last time
No.
I was there was the
No.
beer distributor and Retro Fitness was like there. It's kind of cool. The walls are like, from what I remember, this is pre-pandemic, was like murals that like were throwbacks to what the McDade Mall used to be. I was like, oh, cool.
I like that.
But I still don't have the arcade, a chance to a movie theater that'll show me Bruce Almighty and Ghost Ship in the same night and multiple leather shops.
I used to get my hair cut at the haircut place right next to the movie theater, and I literally went in there one time with a picture from like Teen Beat magazine of William Zabka, and I said, "This is the haircut that I want."
You mean Johnny Lawrence?
Yeah.
Johnny Lawrence from oh wow.
And that's right.
Or Greg Tolan from Just One of the Guys.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And this is right because we were at McLaughlin's because we did the first most Delco Town bracket because the line between Glen Olden and Ridley is the beer distributor.
If they do it,
Delco Jesus online here just mentioned. I remember that.
Delco Jesus, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
We and that was the two finalists the first year we did our March Madness bracket. That's our claim to fame was the 10 days where we were relevant while doing a March Madness bracket of the Delco towns.
Yeah.
Making people vote. And Ridley won.
You
Yeah.
damn right they did. I always said, like, if I were to list like the most Delco towns
Yeah.
or townships, Ridley's number one.
But why? What classifies as the most Delco town? Because this
Because
was
I'm
the
from
funniest part. Because when we were running this bracket,
Yeah.
we actually had to do a special live video because there was some shenanigans during one of them. I'm not pointing fingers, but
I think
what make in your head? Why do you classify them these ways? Because everybody's was different.
Yeah, all right. So I think pride has got to be accounted
in the
for,
town.
right?
Beautiful,
Right.
Yeah.
beautiful.
So pride would be number one. Number two, like it's kind of like the Nexus. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
if you're coming from the Philadelphia area, you have to drive through Ridley to get to the rest of Delco.
Shop,
Sure.
It's big, right? Also, I'm from here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is weird. So I'm from Rutledge, and Rutledge is this
Rutledge
tiny.
lost his first round matchup.
I believe it,
sadly.
dude. It's tiny, right? But
I
like
know.
Rutledge,
it had more votes than residents actually.
we almost didn't even have our own identity. Did it really?
It really did. Like
Oh.
I think it has 700 residents and it got like 1,100 votes.
But like I consider myself Ridley, even though I grew up in the Wallingford Swarthmore School District,
Gotcha.
because Rutledge is this little Wallingford Swarthmore island in the middle of Ridley. Like everything that I did growing up was Ridley. Folsom Sports, Ridley Township
Mhm.
Swim Club, like all of that. Like all of my core memories are from the Ridley area. So that's why I also think that it's a number one seed.
Is this a fair way to describe Rutledge when I meet people who don't really know what it is? I say it's that bottom of Folsom where it touches Coles.
It's I would say
No touchy.
It's the nice. It's like Folsom Heights. You know
Folsom
what I mean?
Heights, I like that.
It's like or Folsom Gardens. Let's call it Folsom Gardens. It's like the nice part of Folsom. Yeah.
To piggyback off what Al was bringing up, so this is something that I kind of struggle with, like, whatever. It's almost like a coming to fruition moment or a sexual awakening version of, when did you realize in your life that Delco was a thing?
All right. So I'm going to say something that's going to sound very, very full of myself.
We want it.
All right. I feel like me being on the Preston and Steve show since 1998 has helped bolster the pride and the notoriety of Delco.
So do you think
because I was like all Delco, all in
from
the very, very beginning. And then you see T-shirt stands and, all sorts of like stuff. And, people just wear it with pride, stickers and shirts and like all of that stuff. And I really feel like when you have a cheerleader on the radio, and not for nothing, like it's a good show. We get like good ratings. A lot of people listen to it, right? Like when you hear that, like, thank you. Yeah. Like even Kathy, and I love Kathy, but like she was getting a little bit jealous of all the Delco love. So that's when she invented Bucksco, which is not a thing. It's not a thing.
I was going to bring that up tonight.
Yeah. It's not. And listen, the people of Bucks County have just as much pride in their Delco, in their county.
Bucksco.
They have almost as much pride in their county as Delco has in theirs.
But I don't think they would if we didn't.
No.
So it's like if they didn't have their Joker, they wouldn't be their Batman in their own.
You're
mind.
damn straight.
But even
so wait, are we Batman or Joker?
We're Batman. Okay. Oh no, we're Joker. I mean, we're wild cards. You got like listen. You have to know what you know. Like we're not perfect. No. Let's call for what it is.
But even with your like defending like the Delco and all that stuff, like when was the first time you realized like, oh my God, this is an entity, this is a part of me that I am defending?
I mean,
it's self-aware.
It was like an there was a swelling, an undercurrent that it wasn't until you started seeing. No offense here, but like Blue Rooted, that company Blue Rooted, they came out with like the Delco Wawa hat. Once you started seeing it on hats and shirts and stickers on cars and all that sort of stuff, so it was kind of like when I was at Woodstock '99, right? And you saw the aftermath, right?
I watched it on pay-per-view.
I was there, and I felt it happening from the moment I got there. I'm like, can you curse here?
Oh, you can absolutely curse.
I'm like, this shit's not good right now. And this shit's, and then like you wake up the next day and there's like graffiti on the walls and you're like, oh shit, something's going down, right? That's how I felt about the whole, the swelling of Delco. And so my daughter goes to Michigan State, and we went out there for a football game back in September, and we're tailgating with some parents from Michigan. And the lady's like, oh, I have a friend from like near Philadelphia. She's like, it's something like she's from like Delco or something. And I was like, you're goddamn straight. So and then you have like, like your national pundits, your Jake Tappers who are,
I saw that,
you see it on like draft day. You get the Eagles draft coming up on Thursday. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a Delco reference at some point. Is there anybody in the draft that this year that's
out of Delco?
Out of Delco, I should know this stuff.
Not that I'm aware of.
No, not nobody of any. Yeah. I mean, I was going to try out, but
You guys go to school with any professional athletes?
Kevin Jones.
Okay.
I was a lineman for Kevin Jones and O'Hara championship team right here.
Yeah, I went to one of your games. It was at Ocean City High School.
Okay.
And I just remember, like, you guys were coming out of the locker rooms, and I was like, these guys are absolute monsters. Like,
especially that 29-year-old named Kevin Jones.
Yeah. What about you?
No, all of our sports teams, no offense, Bonner, they were absolutely putrid when I was there.
Well,
I got the size. They're like, you should play football. I'm like, I'm not trying to go 4-44 in my time here. Nah. I'm not doing 2 days for that.
Bonner and O'Hara had a really great rivalry. Is there still a thing going on there?
I'm not allowed back there, so I couldn't tell if it's still going on.
Back at O'Hara or Bonner?
O'Hara.
My first two arrests were at Bonner O'Hara hockey games.
Really?
Yep.
I feel like every high school kid in this town's first.
Yeah.
And like, I remember going to those hockey games, and there's like fights breaking out with groups of people who had nothing to do with neither Bonner nor O'Hara. They just knew if I go here, a fight must break out.
Yeah. All right.
and we have to instigate
It's
it.
like people looking for a mosh pit or something.
It's like
Yeah.
Fight Club.
Yeah.
Like someone needs to step up and hit
It
someone.
became it became like a high schooler 700 club.
I was such a little bitch, though, dude. I avoided all those fights at all costs, man. You know, I'm like, I don't want to be anywhere near that stuff.
I think that rivalry is actually when I have my coming to Christ moment about what Delco was.
Yeah.
Is you grow up and it's, you knew your Bonner people, you knew you had friends who were O'Hara through, whatever you did. And then as soon as you get to like college or whatever, you start to realize, oh my God, I didn't have a problem with O'Hara.
Yeah.
We both just hated the prep so much.
That was
Then
my
you go
thing.
down to like
Yeah.
senior
That was
summer.
the coming together moment. And it's funny because my senior
The
summer,
enemy of my enemy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
my senior summer, there was 3 sections of this house we were staying in, and I was at the top with all my O'Hara buddies, and on the bottom one was all Bonner guys, and we pull up and we all look at each other like you could feel the tension, and then this other car full of douchebags roll in. And they're all prep guys, and we just looked at each other, shook hands, and said, "It's on." Like, just we knew at that moment we're gonna throw down at the time against these guys.
Full disclosure.
Yeah.
My son graduated from the prep this year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, it's not
When-
it's not Archmere, right?
Oh, Don't-
Shots fired.
wait, when you say
Listen,
Arch,
you were welcome back, but I don't know for how long, Casey.
when you say Archmere, do you automatically have to throw the nose
Yeah.
up?
Oh, yeah.
Archmere, like if you gotta make sure.
Archmere, that's right.
Listen, Daddy went there, so
It's old money. Old money.
I try to tell my son that the prep is the least bougie of all the private schools. I think we can all agree about
No.
Was that? Wait, but hold on. Was that for him or for you?
It was both.
Oh,
Yeah.
Archmere's got murderers and drug addicts and
PJ Dolan.
yeah, well, I'm half of that anyway.
Murders and drug addicts.
I murdered some drugs back. Listen, I don't want to be on here too long. I just wanted to thank you for coming out.
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to having you at Delco Day, which I'm sure you guys are going to talk about. I have pink eye. I shouldn't be sitting here right now.
Butterfly kisses. Let's go, everybody.
Yeah.
Stink eye. I got stink eye. My
That's
wife's
Typical Archmere.
Yo,
The stink eye brought on the pink eye.
Right.
Pete, you got me this. This is a hoagie from next door.
I believe Matty
That's
Ice
old
farted
world.
on
Best
his
cold
pillow.
sandwich in the region.
Old world. I'm gonna eat this on the show, by the way.
Go for it. We eat on the show all the time.
While you have that food,
Yes.
what is one food from Delco that is no longer around that you wish you could have had?
Last stand.
Last stand.
Last stand.
What
Oh,
an
yeah.
answer.
All right, let me ask this question. And this is a really fat guy kind of question.
Yeah.
Is it typical? Is it typical when Charlie's was where originally, well, not originally, but
Wow.
where
in
Delco
Springfield.
Steaks is
Yeah.
now. And then, of course, the last stand was right up the street there. To stop there, get a couple burgers, and then drive up the street and grab a couple dogs. As in, it's normal. I'm
There's
not
nothing
even
wrong with
thinking
that.
about it.
You just couldn't do it in the winter when Charlie's would close down for the winter. It'd be
Yeah.
close to the season. But and I went to Ridley Township Swim Club. I would do that all the time. Charlie's, last stand with a birch beer,
Because-
and a frozen mug.
Years ago, when
Yeah.
Charlie's was still over there, I took my father, and my father knows how much of a fat ass I am. But I don't know if you ever
He's got eyes.
He's got eyes, but I'm not sure if he ever witnessed the fatness, like the full on. Like he never.
Was he proud or was he?
No, God no. Like, proud of my father and me are two different things. That's a whole my
He
psychiatrist.
canceled
deals
my
with
life
that.
insurance policy.
But this is how bad it was. Is that I took my dad? You want to go to Charlie's? He's like, yeah, absolutely. So we go to Charlie's. We go there. We get our burgers. I get in my car. I'm driving, and I, without second thought, drive up that little street, pull right into the last stand, and just open the door. My dad looks at me, and goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh shit, I do this so."
Yeah.
Like,
I'm completing the exacta, Dad. That's all.
Yeah,
It's muscle memory.
Yeah.
he looked at me. He goes, "All right, we can go." Like he didn't have to say yes. He just the eye
No, but
was everything.
I actually developed a relationship with the people at the last stand, and I still talk to John. John was the owner's son, and then became owner after John Senior passed away, and then Anne Marie and like all those guys that I've talked to John so many times about trying to revive that place.
Yeah.
And I also talked to like John's grandmom and family on that side. I'm like, do you know how many hot dogs you need to sell to make a profit? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I
Like,
imagine
it's
now
a
this
tough
day and
business.
age.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
It's like
I never
yeah.
thought
It's
about
almost like
that.
a bakery. Like there's not too many standalone because you just can't.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't.
No, but listen, Relish is doing well down the street.
yeah,
you know
but
what I
they
mean?
do other stuff besides just hot dogs.
I know.
But they are good. They are really good.
spectacular.
It's not the last stand,
Yeah.
but it is good.
Yeah. Dottie over here on the messenger saying Dottie Curran Geibler. I guess Giebler. I was at the last stand the last day with you. I don't know who he's talking because it could have been any
It
one
was
of
me.
us.
It was me. I was there.
If it was somebody crying,
Yeah.
it was me.
Did you cry?
I teared up. I'll be honest
wow.
with you. Like a part of me died that day.
Yeah.
And you would think from eating all those hot dogs, a lot more of me would have died,
Yeah.
but just a part of me died.
So we used to go there when we were younger. When we were at the swim club. Like, let's say the last stand closed at 9. We would show up at 8:58, and they would give us every hot dog that they didn't cook or that they didn't sell.
Power move.
Dude, power move.
Power move.
I mean, for a little kid, smart.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to actually real quick before we move on because there is a kind of 6 degrees of Casey Boyd at Delco
I've
Live,
been saying that forever.
but there's a connection here,
All right.
and he actually messaged us in line here. So I'm gonna. You used to, like you said, when you started there, you were an intern in 97, and then
Yeah.
took the job in 98. You had another intern. Well, we were under a different name. We were Rambo's Delco Radio many years.
Oh, you guys are Rambo. Okay.
Yes. So you had
Pat.
intern badass as you had told the story.
Yeah, he
of-
probably named himself that. But
yeah, yeah. I was going to name himself Rambo.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, you got to be a giant douchebag, but it happens to the best of
Yeah.
us. But so I always said that was always our 6 degrees of us to you, and of course he wanted me to mention that. So there you go,
I've
Pat.
had a few guys from this area as interns. Intern Joe. I don't know if you guys remember intern Joe. We sent him to the hospital. He shot hot sauce up his ass.
Intern Joe. Yeah, yep.
He's a really guy. He's a paramedic now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
Yeah, he's a professional. Yeah.
That or being a teacher. I could go, like, oh yeah, sure. He helps the
gave him
youth.
his career.
Yeah.
He's like, these guys really have it.
I
down.
knew his father.
Did you really?
Yes.
No kidding.
Yes, he was
Football referee.
through work. He would
Okay.
come in a lot. That's how I knew him.
Please, I'm about to bite into this.
Go for it.
Tell me everything about it. It's called the old
Yeah,
world.
we also
So
have a
Pat-
secondary
so-
tie-in.
so
So
hold-
involves him directly.
So Pat's saying now he's pissed.
All right.
There's a shock. He's saying bullshit. Casey played the Superman theme song while I was telling that story.
Okay.
He's putting it on you.
All right. Fine. then.
That
That's-
or he was trying to make your story better.
well, that's what I do.
Yeah, he's
You watch a
it-
movie
yeah.
with no sound. You know what I mean? With no score, it has no soul. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like that, I have to do that. Like I have to play. You know?
All right, by the way, so
Yeah.
he also brings up another good thing. If I didn't feel like going too far for a hot dog, the Nathan's at Home Depot in Clifton Heights. Was I the only person who went to Home Depot for a hot dog? Was I the only person that goes, yes? I'm not. I didn't like walk in and pretend like I need a box of nails.
you
I'm
may
gonna
be
grab
alone
a
on
hot
that
dog.
island. Was that a thing?
What?
Was that a thing?
Yeah, do you know where like the rental part is at the Home Depot? Like the little side door.
They have hot dogs.
It was Nathan's hot dogs in the
Oh.
Wait,
Clifton
which
Heights.
Home Depot?
Clifton Heights.
The old bazaar.
You know where the bazaar was?
Yes. There
Really?
used to be a Nathan when it first
It's not
opened
there
up.
anymore?
Oh, it hasn't been there for a
Oh,
while.
man.
No, and like when I was younger, like so. Okay, another fat guy
All right,
story.
you eat that, I'm gonna
Yeah.
bite that.
Here's your other fat guy story. So we would like, I grew up in Clifton Heights, obviously, and the golden mile of food right there, all
Oh,
the
yeah.
fast food joints. Even showing my age a little bit when the Roy Rogers turned into Hardee's across the street, which is now Wendy's or whatever now.
Oh, it was a Hardee's at one point?
I think most Roy Rogers turned to Hardee's.
I recall Roy
at
Rogers.
one
I
point.
don't remember Hardee's.
I don't remember there being a Roy Rogers. I know there's an Arby's there.
Yeah. No, Arby's is across the street.
Okay.
So it was McDonald's, Arby's, Burger King. I believe even before Burger King, some old people tell it was Geno's Burgers or something at one point.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell is down there. I kid you not. And Pat was one of these people. He's done this with me, and I'm going to put him on blast here. We would go down and order a little something from every place, from the Arby's, the Burger King, the McDonald's, the Taco Bell.
good.
That's living right there.
And
No
then
shame.
one day they're like, "Where'd Al go?" And I crossed the street and got a Nathan's hot dog from Clifton Heights Home Depot. Yes, fat guy right there.
So many other kids were out there having sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was, but not in the same way.
Food was my sex.
There's no. I think the song went by. There's no sex in your hot dogs. I don't know.
Is that
Is that a song? I think there's a song lyric somewhere.
There's no sex in the champagne room. I don't know why you added food to it.
Look, I had food, everything. Obviously, I'm coping.
Okay. This is a fantastic hoagie.
Toledo's does not mess around. Yeah.
That's a fantastic hoagie. All right, I'm done eating on the show right now, but it's gonna be
PJ's
tough
got
to
a
lay
snack.
off of that thing.
Let me give you a shout out. Quick shout out. Toledo's is going to be involved. Hopefully, Delco Day.
Yeah.
That is hands down the best cold sandwich in the region.
The
So
old
sad.
world Italian
It's
is.
amazing.
If I'm having a bad day at work, I order that. That makes my day better.
So let me tell one more quick story while I'm up here. My cousin Monty is here. Monty is responsible for what year was this, Monty? Monty burnt down his father's neighbor's house on Thanksgiving from a turkey cooker.
Was
Right,
it was
and-
it frying
And
cook?
pot nets in Delaware.
Yeah, in Delaware. Yeah.
Oh, the
And
botnets,
these
yeah.
guys were joking about it on the show. It was Thanksgiving Day. Monty drives back up to Dolan's Thanksgiving Day. We're all banged up in here, fucked up.
No.
He comes in and
No.
we're playing. We didn't start the fire,
Yeah.
everything.
I love it.
Then these guys start making fun of him on the radio, the situation. And Monty's like, I'm going to fucking call that radio station up and set these guys straight. I'm like, dude, they're going to fucking eat you alive if you call up.
We were
So,
making fun of them?
oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it's the old man calling now.
We
yeah.
actually almost burned down the radio station cooking a turkey,
I don't want to
Deep frying it.
deep frying
Deep
it
frying it, yeah.
on the roof of the radio station. We almost burned the place down.
That's like the worst place to do it.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Luckily, I wasn't in the building at the time. I was doing bobbing for turkeys down at some pool. That's another story for another time. But,
What's the most bizarre assignment you've been sent on?
oh, God, man. Wow. Man, I've done a lot of, like, dumb shit. Like, I mean, I did the whole month of stunts.
Where?
You know
Yeah,
what
I was
mean?
gonna say,
Yeah.
was it your claim to fame right there? Like,
Yeah.
kind of like put you overboard with them.
They called me and they were like, hey, because Jackass was like really hitting its peak at
Yeah.
that time. And so they called me in the afternoon one day and they're like, hey, we were thinking about doing this thing called Month of Stunts. We're going to do a different stunt with you every day, like Jackass or whatever. I'm like, I'm 22, 23. I'm like, fuck, yeah. You want to do something that I'm like the center of it? Yes, I will do it, you know?
Yeah.
So I ended up driving a car into the pond in front of Linville Orchards.
Oh, Lord.
That was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You know, listen, I shit you not.
Trust me, we know stupid.
Somebody donated their old Toyota Tercel. We gave them tickets to the Y100 festival, and they gave us this car. This was my safety. I had a little bit of a seatbelt, and then
The little hammer to break the window.
I left the window open.
Oh, okay. Good
And then, as I was literally airborne, I threw a rope out the window that was tethered to the car. What the fuck was that going to do?
it's gonna drag you down with it.
I swear to God, it was so. But like I did it. I hit the, going like 30 miles per hour, went straight into the pond. I hit the water. I look up. I'm like, okay, I'm still alive. I unclicked, and then I got out, and I lived to see, to tell the tale. But it was so dumb.
And this
like,
is all for morning drive time
it
ratings.
was all morning drive, and I was the engineer. I was the architect and the engineer, and like all of this
Right.
shit. Yeah,
Hold on, guys, real quick. I gotta go jump into a frozen pond. I'll be right back.
like the Jackass stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
they have a team.
Yeah.
Of like stunt coordinators and all of that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
he was just a
And like
kid.
you said, like
It would-
engineers and
yeah.
scientists that can make
It
sure you
would be
don't
almost as smart as like putting on a wrestling singlet that doesn't fit you
Yeah.
and letting all your friends wail on you for a video to raise money for cancer.
Well,
I-
Al,
you
we're
did
trying-
that.
yeah.
You did that.
That was Friday. Al,
Yeah.
we're trying. Did you die?
a little bit inside,
Yeah.
just a little bit.
The first stunt I did though, it kind of sucks because the guy who was videotaping forgot to charge his video camera batteries, and so the first stunt I did, we didn't even get on tape, and it was awesome. I got dragged behind a horse for like a mile.
Trying
like,
behind a horse?
Yes. Yeah, like Indiana Jones style. Like I
Yeah.
held on to the rope, and the horse was dragging me through the brushes and the briar and all that. It was awesome.
Just the fact that you could hang on to that, it's impressive. To me.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Why do you think I'm wearing a little thing now? You know, I got a little brace on my tennis elbow. It's from the years of falling off
the
a
month of
bike.
stunts.
Month of stunts and stuff like that. But like man, you get like 27 years of history. It's tough to like remember, all of the dumb. But we've done so many dumb things.
When did you become the executive producer where you could stop doing things like that?
Dude, I
Was
was
Joe? Was Joe the one who allowed you to not be the guy?
No, you know what it was is and this isn't me saying this. This is those guys saying this. I became too valuable in the studio
Yeah, okay.
to take me out of the studio for hours at a time. To do
Like when a
stunts and
baseball
stuff.
player becomes so good that you don't want them stealing bases no more.
Right.
Too much of a risk for
Right,
not
right.
there. Yeah.
It's as simple as that. So like And it kind of I love doing that stuff.
Yeah.
I love, and in fact, so like when I drove across the country, I had been asking to do that for years. I'm like, let me drive across the country, like, check in every day from a different state. We'll do a different stunt, blah, 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 whatever. And they were like, nah, man, we need you here, and then eventually for some reason it ended up coming together. But I love doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now at like 50 years old, it almost feels like I shouldn't be doing that stuff.
So before we move on, I want to kind of just segue for a moment. I want to remind you guys that this is brought to you by Dolan's Bar, 24 East Sellers Avenue, the home of Delco Day X10, whatever you want to call it right now. That's right, June 7th, 2 p.m. to 2 a.m., 12 hours of pure Delco debauchery. It is going to be a day you never forget. Yes, you get to see the new shirts. Matty Ice in the back. Mike, there you go, Matty. DX, the double D, Dolan's with the D, going all the way out to Delco Day 10 right here, June 7th, 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. It's going to be a day. We're going to have a huge lineup. There's a lot of new information flowing out starting next week. We got some big announcements. And
so we got like live bands and stuff?
Yeah.
Where do they play?
12 hours of it. So this year we're going to have 2 stages out back rotating.
Okay.
40-minute sets, and then the next one's 40-minute sets. So the next one sets up, no downtime. It is pure rock all day.
All right. So who's producing and coordinating all this stuff? Is it you guys?
It's my 10th year doing it.
It's a lot, man.
It is literally the way we describe it is there's 2 halves of my year. There's the 6 months going into Delco Day, and there's worrying about the next Delco Day.
Yeah.
Can we do 1 second? We got Joe Grasso. Joe Grasso, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Grasso is going to be performing live at Delco Day 10. Joe, tell them about Delco a little bit.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? Thanks for Dolan's. What's up? Yeah, we're playing Delco Day. My drummer, Steve Goodolunas, he's from here. He lives in Ridley Park. He can't be here tonight, but we're going to be playing from like 6:30 to 7:30. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a great time.
Super great. Yeah.
We're excited to be, and we're honored that you guys asked us to play. It's going to be a fantastic time. We're going to have a good crowd, and we're just looking forward to rocking the absolute shit out of it. So let's do a shot. I mean,
yeah. You guys got the nice stage too.
What's your band's name?
We are Joe Grasso and the Ramblers. I'm Joe. I got
All right.
Steve. I got 2 other guys coming with us. So, thank you. So we're looking forward to it. So definitely come out and support, and let's raise some money for a good cause and have a good time. So
Hell yeah.
hell yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. So there's just a taste, just a piece, just with
Well, you're not
just
wrong,
a
man.
tip, just a tip of Delco Day X. We will also
See the tits, man.
Hey, there's never enough tits on Delco Live.
That is a structurally sound nipple.
It is.
It really was.
Just so you know, also, after all the bands, we'll have a great DJ. You want to tell them about the DJ?
You tell him.
DJ Hollis Thomas.
Stop it.
I swear to God, will rock us through the end of the night on the 1s and the 2s.
Is he still a Ridley guy?
His jersey's right here behind
Ah.
me. He does live in Dolan. Many people live in Dolan. I think a lot of people have their mail sent here. So
Do you
there
guys
is
remember Ciders by any chance?
Sliders.
Anybody remember Ciders? Yeah. So they built houses where Ciders was, and that's where Hollis Thomas used to live when he would play for the Eagles.
Yes. Okay. No,
that
I
on
know
Yale
exactly
Avenue?
where.
What's
Is
that?
that on Yale Avenue, like Morton Ave?
No. It was on 420, right across the street from Folsom Boys Club. All those like new homes back there. It used to be like a little like farm, not a farm. Yeah. Fire in Heaven's back there. Get out. You know who used to live by Fatima? A Donald Foyle of your Golden State Warriors in Cardinal O'Hara High School. All right, so you got more notes. You got more questions? For me?
No, barely. Okay.
All right.
What's one smell you associate with Delaware County?
Wait, what's one? What?
One smell you associate with Delco.
What smell?
The first smell that comes to your mind.
First, man,
You-
it's
It's like hitting the bridge going to Wildwood. What is that smell that makes you go, shit, I'm back in Delco?
oh my god, that's a great question. I don't even know how to answer that, man. I'm gonna have to come back to that question because all I think about is a shit factory next to the airport.
Yes,
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's not Delco though. It's
No,
Southwest,
but
right?
that lets you know you're there. You're
That
getting
was
there.
shockingly high on my list, by the way. Yeah.
All right, well, here we go. Hold on.
All right.
Denise Matthews does say Darby Creek. Darby Creek is a smell that
Oh,
makes
it's smell.
you think Delco.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
very good one. I'll give her that. Yeah. That is a good one.
We just got our 1,000th shout out to State Road Stacy.
Yeah.
Congrats, State Road. Stacy, you made it.
You know, I heard of
That's like
State.
our Gadzooks, like State Road Stacy.
The first time I ever heard of State Road Stacy was the first Delco versus Bucksco. It was a trivia question, and I had no idea about who.
Was that like 2014?
It was a dark time in my life. I went into that Final Jeopardy with the lead, and I gave it away.
Isn't there a little story behind that?
You guys at the time had an I don't. She might have been working there. I don't know if she was an intern anymore. Beth, who got
Gardner.
the Wawa tattooed
Yep.
on her butt.
Oh yeah. Beth was the one who came up with all of those questions from that area of Delco.
She outsourced them to me, and I
Oh,
wrote
she
them for
did?
her.
Yeah.
You know what was bullshit? Was the one question they asked me about
So it's your fault.
the Quarry Center.
The what?
The Quarry, you know, where giant.
I did not
Quarry.
write that
Yeah.
one. I did not write that
But they
one.
asked a question. I essentially answered it properly. I
Yeah.
said it was like, well, it was like a quarry. I didn't have like the name of it right or whatever, but I said essentially what was there without having the proper name for it. But it doesn't matter. That's not why I lost. I lost because I got too greedy.
One of them I definitely remember they used, I believe you got it right, was in 2005, the Rolling Stones were doing 3 venues in a city on a tour.
Yeah.
What Upper Darby venue did? Or
That was
yeah.
the Tower
What
Theater.
Delaware County did they
Yeah.
use? Yeah. Do you remember what it was?
What?
What 3 venues they used, the Rolling Stones, when they came to Philly?
Oh, I have no clue.
The Center, the
the-
Spectrum, and the Tower.
Oh, I thought you meant there was other ones in Delco.
Nah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
all
No,
one.
I was just on the tower.
And I believe at the time it was what 3 Rock and Roll Hall of Famers are from Delaware County.
Okay, so Jim Croce, Rock and Roll Hall of Famers from Delco. Well, Jim Croce, Jeff LeBar.
He should be.
Todd Lund.
I think at the time, I forget if Todd Rundgren was in there at the time. I think it was him. Bill Haley was definitely one of them.
Okay.
I do think Todd Rundgren was the third one.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where, like, when you say something like you're the unofficial mayor of Delaware County,
Yeah.
you really are inviting a lot of people in.
Obscure
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
In
oh,
your
yeah.
defense.
Yeah.
In your defense.
Yeah.
We've had many really bad mayors in this area.
Yeah.
So not knowing simple things. I mean, we had a mayor of Philadelphia who couldn't do the Eagles chant at one point and became famous for it.
And now
So-
it turned into a thing.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about this area. We embrace it. We're like, oh, we're just going to spell it wrong. Don't worry, we got this for you.
Yeah.
We're, like, oh, you forgot the words in the national anthem. We're going to sing along with you. We're going to just spell the Eagles wrong.
Yeah. Well, actually, somebody spent, I remember it was on the news or something, like 300, people were like spray painting like the stencils on the lawns with the Eagles.
Yeah.
Somebody spent $300 to have it spelt wrong.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, hey, embracing it is what it is.
I mean, we tattooed a guy with the word spelled wrong,
no regrets.
no regrets. No regrets.
No regrets.
What township or county or suburb? What suburb is the closest to the Delco mindset besides Delco?
It pains me to say it, but like Lower Bucks County.
Lower Bucks.
Lower
Like a
Bucks.
Cheltenham
Actually,
area?
you know what, man? No, there are pockets of Montgomery County that I think that get it right. Places like Plymouth Meeting, Ambler, Fort Washington, Glenside, that has a little bit of Delco vibe to it. I don't know if you've ever spent any time in Doylestown.
Yeah.
Doylestown's got a cool little vibe to it, like
Okay.
media. Yeah.
We even did a whole show based on it. The whole Northeast Philly. It's just like Northeast Philly's like Delco looking at like
with
always
less
go to
sidewalks.
Our Bizarro Delco. That was
We
what
could wake
called
up
it was.
tomorrow. We could wake up tomorrow in Northeast Philly, and Northeast Philly could wake up in Delco, and nobody would miss
The
a
only
beat.
ways I would know is that we're looking at Center City differently, and also Northeast has less sidewalks than Delco.
Yeah, we counted.
When you think about it, very lack of
less
sidewalks.
sidewalks.
Not a lot of sidewalks up there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I was going through most Delco towns, and I started at Ridley, but I wanted to go Ridley. Next up would be like the Glen Olden area.
Yeah.
And I think that is
That was the
number 2.
matchup the first year in the finals.
And then Clifton. But like
What's up there?
Clifton actually could really make a case for being 1 or 2 as well.
So
they
Clifton,
got close.
as not a Clifton resident, I always handicap. Clifton did win our second year, but Clifton is so Clifton
Yeah.
that it's almost like it's not Delco.
It's its own entity.
It's its own
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
It's its own character. Like
Yeah.
it really is. Like I grew up in Clifton, obviously, again.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it's you you could create a character and say, tell me which Delco town this one's from. The Clifton one will be the number one easiest one to answer.
Right.
You know, you got like some rocker with a flannel on. Like,
but what's wild is like, what the hell is Springfield? Like that? What are they?
Springfield is where people from Clifton escape to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I moved to Springfield from
Yeah.
Clifton. I've done that. So I am the progression. It's either you move there or you find a girl that has daddy issues from Springfield and marry her and piss off the rest of the family.
And can we do?
I'm talking about you, Pat.
Can we make a public plea for Springfield to up their food game? Because,
Well,
like,
they did steal a good one from Clifton.
Gems.
Gems Deli was on the borderline of Springfield on Bishop Avenue there.
yeah,
for many
it used to be a
years.
7-Eleven.
And then about, like,
Yosemite burrito.
Yeah.
Let me just. If they don't pay us,
They're very good though.
they figured it like out the fountain of youth essentially. They sell nachos, but
Yeah.
they put them in a pizza box, so they spread them wide, so everything gets a topping.
Yeah.
And it's
And the
not
price
even that
is cheap.
expensive too for what you pay for stuff this day. and
At
age.
Yosemite, we're talking.
Yosemite,
Yeah.
I cannot
It's
support
right
them
up the
more
street
than
from
enough.
Thunderbird on Saxon.
Yeah, I've been to Honey Pie. I know where Yosemite
Yeah.
is, and then the
You order a large nachos. It comes in a full pizza box,
Yep.
spread out to the edge.
that's how we make nachos at home. We
11
call them table nachos or
Yes.
counter nachos.
on a cookie.
Yeah,
cookie
and you
sheet.
got to spread it out so everything gets the. We're
And
showing
right
our
above,
tattoo
right
again.
below the Lansdowne is a heart that says nachos.
By the way, Pinocchio's Pizza I thought had the best nachos. I don't know if they have them anymore.
Where?
Pinocchio's.
Oh, I've not had their nachos.
Yeah, they were, and it was almost like an artist like had put them
Yes.
together, like each chip
Like
had
deviled
its,
eggs.
it was perfect. Each
Yes.
chip had its own jalapeno on it, like the right amount of cheese. Like you didn't have to worry about like, oh, is this one gonna have enough or no. So Pinocchio's.
Pinocchio's.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever not eaten pizza and or a stromboli from Pinocchio's.
I've usually only get an Italian stromboli.
See,
there.
I'm a guy who likes to try everything at something,
yeah.
like Toludo's. I've tried almost every
What are you
sandwich.
talking about?
Yeah, everything that they've had there. But there is certain but it's very hard for me not to have an Old World because
Right.
but their other stuff's very good too. There's certain places that I have to go. I want to try everything, but there's certain places that I don't give a rat's ass what else you have. I'm eating that.
Imperial Pizza.
So your area of
Our old studio was down the street
Yeah.
from Imperial. We know
So,
them very well.
Imperial Pizza. I only get a sausage pizza well done. I don't
the
get.
really great sausages, the little ones.
Uh-huh.
It's like ground beef, but like
It's
like
shredded.
flavorful.
It's shredded.
Love it.
Yeah.
We always said like we talk food. Obviously, we're fat dudes from Delco and all that stuff. We will always defend your neck of the woods, not essentially Rutledge, but the Folsom area.
Yeah.
I will say Folsom pound for pound is the best food per square mile.
I mean, you had it right, like Balsam Holmes. With the Last Stand going away, that kind of sucked.
Right.
But you had
You had
Charlie's,
Mike and Emma's,
Mike and Anna's.
Nifty Fifties.
Yeah.
I just went to Nifty 50s yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again,
Tried and
listen,
true. Tried and true.
I know that their barbecue beef is really, really good. I know that their burger, but I get a Texas Tommy every
You should.
every
You
time.
just love hot dogs,
I
apparently.
can't not get a Texas Tommy.
Yeah.
I know
That's
everybody, I know everybody goes for the milkshakes.
Yeah.
The hot fudge waffle sundae.
What a sentence.
It is. Listen, all right, here you go. Rambo his brother. I actually grew up with his brother. That's how I knew him first, and then we're good friends. I was in his wedding, the whole 9 yards. His brother and I and our friend Larry would go work out at the gym, and then go have a hot fudge waffle sundae following the gym.
It's,
Back in the day.
I call that earning your
gotta earn
calories.
it,
yeah,
man.
but now
Yeah.
I've cut out the middleman and just go right
Right.
for the hot fudge waffle.
You're not earning your
No,
calories.
I'm just like,
No.
just go. I earned them.
I love it.
Anna's, there's a good one. Anna's was another one in
I
Folsom.
just said that.
He
Anna's,
said
Oh,
that.
I
Mike and
thought you
Emma's,
said.
yeah.
I only heard Mike and Anna.
Mike and Emma's, Anna's, Big Daddy's.
Yeah,
Spectacular.
Big Daddy's is very
My
good.
buddy Jeff, the one who got me this shirt, that's his favorite barbecue. He loves
It's
Big
unbelievable.
Daddy's.
It-
Yeah,
it's
Big
different
Daddy's.
too. That's what makes it really
They
good.
respect my favorite breakfast meat, the kielbasa.
That's your favorite breakfast meat?
Yes. Yes.
How does kielbasa become one's favorite
It is a
breakfast
breakfast meat.
meat?
I used to, and I know you have a big reach in Center City, Philadelphia. I used to work in Liberty too, and they have their own little their restaurant lounge or whatever in the middle for all the people who work in there.
Yeah.
And every Wednesday, the breakfast meat was kielbasa, and I was like, it is. It just feels right. You get a nice little snap on it, throw it with the potatoes.
I mean, I'll try it.
Oh,
I
it's
would
amazing.
not.
Dude,
not eat
listen,
it.
I want to sit here and make fun of you, but I love me some
it's amazing.
kielbasa.
Because you know you would do it.
I would.
You
Yeah.
know, like you might not have done it, but you know it's a very strong
Put that next to
possibility. of
all the
happening.
breakfast sides. You're like, it feels at
Yeah.
home.
But hands down, the best breakfast meat out there is
Bacon.
Scrapple.
Yeah.
pork roll.
Scrapple. I'm sorry.
Scrapple's great.
Pork
too.
roll. Yeah,
Pork roll's great. It's
pork roll
versatile.
it is. A bacon, listen, and I love bacon. But it's just trying to be the star of every single show it's in. You know what I mean? You put it on a cheeseburger, you know, oh, I got top bill. It's a bacon cheeseburger. No, it's fucking not. It's a cheeseburger with bacon.
Bacon. You're right. Bacon's a condiment. It's closer to
Bacon
a
is
condiment than
obnoxious,
Yeah.
right? It's loud. It's obnoxious. It's from Clifton.
It's
You know what I
me.
mean?
It's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
You just call me bacon. All right. I'll take bacon. I'm bacon.
It's
Here you
mid
go.
card. It's mid card.
I'll be bacon. I've been called many things, and bacon's not the worst by far.
No,
You
you can call me bacon.
can call me bacon any day of the week.
Come here.
All right.
Come here.
Matty Ice
Go for
joining the crew.
Can I get Ice, social media director here at Dolan's? I just wanna
Media
say-
social director here.
I just want to say first how proud I am to be a part of this. I've never been a part of something like this. Working at Dolan's and now with you guys in Delco Day, it's really cool.
Dude, you need to aim higher.
So you want to really good
You
recommendation.
really low bar.
I'm good. I came from nothing.
You made it. My
Eddie
car insurance
Stone.
lapsed today.
Eddie Stone, you guys have been talking about towns. You talking about your tattoo.
Eddystone, you mean the birthplace or the home of Jennifer Aniston?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
And the Guardians of the Border for all those years.
All right.
The wall.
One of my favorite restaurants that I don't think it exists anymore started in Eddystone, the New Orleans Cafe.
Oh, yes.
Started in Eddystone, just
They were
like in
actually
this.
down the street here
And then
for
they
a
were
short
down the
time.
street for a little bit, where basically right next to where Big Daddy's was.
Yes.
And then they were in media for a little bit. But I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
where Spazzo's is
Funk
now.
was that guy's name. The guy Dan Funk, I think, was the guy who owned it. That dude, I love that restaurant. That-
There was two. See, I mean, in this area, like we were talking about barbecue, right? And there isn't many places, but there's some really good places. Pig Daddy's one of them, and then
Wilson's.
Wilson's is amazing, and they've always been big supporters.
They've been so great with Delco Day all the time.
Yeah, so I want to not mention them, but like Cajun places, there was two major ones.
Yeah.
The one you were just talking about, New Orleans Cafe. I think the last time it was in Delco was at where Spazzo's is immediate now.
Yep.
But there was Norlees,
Norlees.
which is here in Ridley.
And that was the same owner.
Near
It wasn't the
Trieste.
same owner.
Or at least it was somebody who was
Connection.
associated. There was a connection to New Orleans.
They were
Cafe.
down where Tower Pizza is now, and then they were at where Bucks
Casey's.
on the Bend. Now it's Casey's in Ridley.
Yep.
They still exist. For my birthday, we figured it out. My wife and a bunch of our friends, they're in Newark. So you could drive right down 95, right over that little bridge when you're going into like where 95 and 495
Yeah.
merge. Get off the exit there in the historical part of Wilmington. New Orleans.
I'm
is
going there with my
still-
boy. Like, dude, I
It is
love
still
that.
there. Best crawfish, voodoo crawfish, and
Crawfish
and
bisque.
gooey meatloaf
Yeah.
is amazing.
Dude, the crawfish bisque, I would like, because there was another guy who used to have a little sandwich shop in Aston area, and he used to work at New Orleans Cafe. Now we get the crawfish bisque from him all the time, dude. I'm telling you, yeah, blackened crab cakes. Oh my god, let's go right now.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
That's it.
Black and crab
Bring the
cake you
equipment.
had me.
Bring the equipment.
I'm not running, but I will drive fast.
How long have we been going, guys?
Oh, we're almost there.
Yeah.
I mean, you want
Yeah.
to take it in?
Wow.
Take it home?
No, I want to answer more questions.
All right, go ahead.
Wait. What was you asked me a question I had to think about.
The smell you
Oh,
associate
okay, yeah.
with Delco.
I'm just gonna go shit factory.
Love it.
Yeah,
Well, that's like I said, that's the equivalent of driving into Wildwood over the old bridge.
Yeah.
And you have that smell of bait.
yes, bait,
Bait.
yeah, live bait.
I would be remiss if I didn't bring this up. This is a question from my girlfriend.
All right.
She's your biggest
She's-
fan.
Oh, nice.
She is.
Um,
She's right here. She's
Yes.
saying it. Holbrook, bring me there.
I would be remiss if I did not bring up probably her favorite moment of all time.
Okay.
She showed it to me. I don't recall the specifics. You had an infamous freak out over putting
motherfucker.
ranch
Fucking A.
on pizza crust.
Yeah.
It has, hold
I
on.
know people love it, but like I got caught at a low moment. You know, listen, I've
That's a
yo-yoed
good
with my
moment.
weight from time to time, and at that time, I thought I was more reacting to what I thought was a low blow from a show member / friend, right? And I was over it. Like, yeah. So I got called out for putting ranch dressing on my pizza.
Wait, on the pizza or just dipping?
No, you dip it. You dip it.
The leftover crust. Okay.
And it was and it was in conjunction with talking about weight loss and all that sort of stuff. And somebody snarkily said, well, maybe don't put ranch dressing on your pizza, as if I don't fucking know that already.
Has ranch become the new bacon? Like it's been outplayed?
You know what pisses me off is it's not even my favorite of the dressings. You know,
Right. Well, all right.
Thousand Island is the
Thank
best.
you.
Dude, like,
Thousand Island is
Strong
got
one.
no love. Thank you.
it is the best. It's not that I put it on everything, but if I need it, if you put spoonfuls of dressing in front of me and I can only choose one, it would be Thousand Island.
Yeah.
It tastes the best.
And it's literally
Yeah.
ketchup, mayonnaise, and relish.
It's
Yeah.
complex. It has a good mouthfeel.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
I think Olive Garden dressing is the best dipping sauce out there.
Wait, like which dressing though? Is it like an Italian?
Their house?
The Olive Garden brand?
Yeah, the house.
It's
It's
the
their.
best dip for anything.
They make their own like Chick-fil-A does.
You get it at Acme. It's only like
It's,
$7.
Wait.
it's their Italian dressing. It's
Did he just say Acme?
Acme. Yeah.
Acme.
Where's the extra
Acme.
syllable, buddy? Yeah, Acme.
Acme.
Acme. Acme.
that, or you put an S at the end of everything. I've gotten that all the time.
Acme's.
So you
Oh, yeah.
you love Eddie Stone, and I love your love of Eddie Stone.
I do. I do.
He
And you
frequents
guys-
Don's.
When you guys, no, I never. My
You
grandfather told me never to go in Don's, and I listened. I bartended at Spada's for about 3 years before I ended up at Dolan's here. But yeah, Eddie Stone is a very prideful town. We were very prideful in Delco to be that town that butted up against.
Is Eddie
know?
Stone Ridley?
It is.
It's a Ridley High
Yeah,
School
he's
town?
really high.
100%.
You go to
Alright.
Ridley High School or Ridley School District if you're in
Okay.
Eddystone.
You live there now? You never
no,
left?
I sold my house. I got out.
Ah.
Now I'm really parked.
I was
Now
so
I'm-
proud I had to leave.
He's like me. Went from Clifton to
PJ
Springfield.
showed
He
me
went
the
from
way. I'm
Eddystone
at
to Ridley.
Dolan's. I'm Ridley Park. You know, I'm here now. I'm full in. It's more comfortable. It is what it is.
So I love the feel of Ridley Park because I grew up in Rutledge, and a lot of the homes here are just like that, built in the late 1800s. You know, like they all have a similar vibe to them, but none of them look the same.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not cookie cutter stuff.
Is it just me, or does Ridley versus like Ridley Park, like it's almost you can't call Ridley Park Ridley?
No.
They're not the same thing. Like,
Ridley and Ridley Park are two different things. Ridley Park is Ridley Park, and then everything else is Woodland, Millmont Park, Folsom, Holmes, Eddystone.
but isn't this all Ridley Park right here for the most part? Like
Yeah, this is Ridley Park.
downtown section.
The black and white
this is
cop
it.
cars are Ridley Park. The red cop cars are Ridley Township.
Yep. And you know what sort of it's, and I've always gotten this vibe when I come into this little town center here, and I know it looks nothing like Hilldale, but I feel like we're in Back to the Future. Like this is like the little Back to the Future like town
Yeah.
center.
It
Yeah,
has its
Yeah.
own. It has its own clock that's stuck in time too.
Yeah, I love it. I love this area right here.
you could come over the bridge, but that's not happening.
Not in a car, at least.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get out of your guys' hair. I just have one thing because I always wondered this: per capita, who has the most bars in Delco?
oh, he knows this.
Hold on. In my opinion, it's either Ridley Township as a whole or Havertown.
It is
Havertown is a power.
Wait a minute, are we
bar
talking about
capita.
like bar per square footage or mileage?
It's bars per person.
Okay.
So every
Because
St. Patrick's Day
Clifton
comes
Heights,
out.
for as small as it is, has like 12 bars.
Havertown is apparently number one.
Is it really?
Yeah.
And then Ridley
Apparently,
Township?
like apparently, like in the world or something. Like
Big Irish?
besides outliers that are like have one bar and 5 residents or whatever. Yeah.
Is
It-
Ridley number 2?
I believe that this is before the Toll House burnt down. I think Norwood was actually like number 2 in the area.
And because you go down State Street Media, it's just like bam, 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 bam.
But they throw the whole media in
Yeah.
there and all that.
I don't know. I kind of think you got to look at the area. If a small area has like 12 bars,
Yeah.
versus like Ridley Park. If Ridley Park, we're talking about a lot of bars for a small area. I mean, somebody said Upper Darby. I'm like, Upper Darby's huge.
Yeah. Percentage.
So yeah, you're gonna get West. First of all, you got Westchester Pike
yeah.
going all that. Like, so yeah, you're gonna have a lot of bars. And
So
just-
are you
let me ask
calling no fair?
A little bit.
All right.
little
calling
bit.
no
Well, this is how statistics work and numbers work.
You know what? I'm just calling bullshit.
He's
All
a
right,
American guy.
bullshit.
Are you a fat earther too?
Yeah, I'm a fat earther.
Did you say fat earth?
Yeah.
I'm fatter than him. I can say that. Al used to be my size, then he got diabetes.
Yeah, I cheated.
Hey, thank you guys for letting me sit here for a minute. I just want to say this garage beer feels so good down my
When it
throat.
hits, when it
I'm
hits
gonna
the lips,
bounce out, get back to my buddies at the bar, and do a shot.
They didn't pay
Delco
us yet.
Day.
Come on, do not.
Yeah, we need it. We need it.
Yeah, I don't know about Casey Boy if you ever heard of him, but I'll tell you what, he's got a great voice, and I'd like to fuck him if you. No, I don't know. He's very beautiful, but I'm glad he's here, and I know Delco Day is going to be a great time. You better show up, or you're going to get freaked up. Yeah.
that's Matty Ice, former social media manager here at Dolan's Bar.
We had
Former.
We had
Former.
Macho Man in studio when we were Y100 in media.
Oh
He
my
came
God,
in.
what a sentence.
Comes in the morning with gorgeous George, and he's like, like, hey, good morning, how you doing? He's like, hey, how you doing? All right. And then him and gorgeous George go into the bathroom real quick. It's a one-person bathroom. It's not
Yeah.
They go in there for about 5 minutes, and then he kicks the door open, and he's like, "Oh yeah!" I'm like, "Oh, you had some coffee in there." I see." Yeah.
Somebody snapped into a
He
Slim
had
Jim.
some Claritin, man. He was congested.
Some Delco coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some urinal
Anybody
candy.
else's nose itchy? Yeah.
He doesn't like toilets, but he likes the way they smell.
So we have something.
Yeah. So, Casey Boy, thank you for all your support over the years, with the Delco Day and all that stuff and getting it out there. So this year's our 10th year doing it, and we're, giving back to everyone. And we are giving out awards this year, and one of them is called the Legends of the 610 Award.
No shit.
And we could not think of someone better to be one of the first 10 to get that. So
Brent Porsche.
yeah. So if you're available that day, swing on by. If not, we can drop it off in the studio. We can mail it to you. But yeah, you are definitely a legend of 610.
I'm coming. When do I come?
June 7th.
June
Be
7th.
there around.
Anytime between 2 and 2.
All right. Where?
You can find it at a little place called Dolan's Bar, 24 East Sellers Avenue, Ridley Park, Pennsylvania. That's the black and white cop cars. 19074. Oh, shit. It is 78. Shit.
All right. We'll
74
this
across the
man.
bar.
Boo this man.
I'm sorry. Just give me pity. Give me pity. You're blasphemer. My apartment burnt down. I had to move one block outside of Delco temporarily, and I kind of lost all the zip codes.
Blasphemy.
Can I?
You think you know somebody sitting next to him?
I
for
hate
this many
myself.
years.
I'm a fraud.
Can I do?
I hate
Can I
myself.
have one request while I'm up here? Yeah. Casey, my favorite piece of your work is when you do the Rambo Delco.
Oh God.
So if we could get just one of them, I don't know, before the show ends.
You want me to do that?
When you
I forgot that I yelled that. I was thinking it was Rambo the whole time.
I could run through a brick fucking wall right now. Dick first.
He'll still hit his face first. Don't worry.
Anything else for our spectacular guest?
No, you just ended it on Dick first, so we're gonna go with that one.
Good night, guys.
Casey Boy, thank you so much, man.
We want to thank all the new sponsors who are coming out. We're going to have all the stuff on social media. Go to Dolan's, go to Delco Live, go to the Facebook page for Delco Day 10. Tell us you're coming. Have a great time, and we will see you next time.